The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Ashley, you're depressed and you've been injuring yourself, and you've been in counseling and it's not working?
Yes, that's correct. Actually, I've been counseling for a couple of years. So my question to you actually is, what do you do when you go to counseling and it just doesn't seem to help, but you know you need to remain in counseling because of all the issues that you have that a person like myself cannot deal with on her own?
Yeah, well, what I like that you're doing right now, Ashley, I don't know if you can speak up a tad. That'd be helpful.
Okay.
What I like that you're doing now is you're getting the big picture. It's like you're standing apart from the counseling and evaluating. Is this getting me to where I want to go? If I want to stop injuring myself, if I want to feel less depressed, and if I want to be pursuing more of my life, creating a life for myself, is counseling working toward that end? Is it for you?
No, not really.
Okay. Is it partly working towards that end?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. So do you have option? Are you going to a cognitive therapist by any chance? Do you know
Yes.
what you are?
Yeah.
And they're teaching you thinking skills?
Yes, but to be honest with you, he's pretty new. I only seen him about 3 times. I seem to jump from counselor to counselor.
Oh,
But the reason for that is, sorry to interrupt you, but the reason for that is because I believe that the one counselor isn't helping you, you shouldn't remain there and waste his or her time as well as your time. I believe you need to be with someone that you can connect to.
Okay, yeah, that is absolutely the case, and it's important to find someone where you have what they call the chemistry. And I don't mean that in any odd, mystical sense. I mean that you like the person, and you feel you can trust them, and you feel like they have knowledge they can give you, or at a minimum, be a very good listener to help you do your own thinking, but better thinking. You know, they should be teaching you thinking skills. So when you say you've been in counseling for several years and you jump from counselor to counselor, have there been any counselors that are decent?
Yes, but for one reason or another, that particular counselor seems to leave the state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it isn't that you're jumping, it's that you had bad luck. Like my daughter had great teachers, and my son followed in her footpaths 2 years later, and the teachers left by then. So he didn't get the ones that she had. It's that type of a thing where they're just leaving, right?
Well, sort of. I mean, I probably seen in my lifetime probably about, 30.
30 counselors.
And I probably connected only with 2.
Okay. And when you say that, did they give you a diagnosis?
Yes. Mostly is BPD.
Okay, now that's what I suspected when you said you were cutting yourself, borderline personality disorder. And the reason I'm asking that is it's what you want to strengthen is your view of yourself. You know, we're all self-made. You want a counselor who will help you build your own identity. What do you love to do that's not hurting yourself? What do you, what passions, what is possible for you to pursue in your life that brings you some relief from the depression, some happiness, and that's non-harmful? What do you enjoy?
You're not going to like the answer to this, but...
Well, then my guess is you don't like the answer to it. Go ahead.
Well, to be totally frank with you, nothing. There is nothing that I enjoy anymore. I used to enjoy things, but my perspective on life is so bleak, it's so dismal that, I really can't see, the forest from the trees, so to speak.
Okay, so that would be one of the things to prime the pump with. What dreams did I once have? What joys did I have? And when I say joys, start at any level. If there are flowers that you like, go buy a little flower for yourself. If there's music you enjoy, listen to that. Allow yourself to value, because without values, life is barren. And you don't want to unnecessarily make your life more barren than it needs to be. If we have to go into a hospital room, it can be very barren. But if we bring flowers in, if we put music, if we put music in the air, if we put a picture on the wall that we love that's inspiring, not depressing, if we can put values in that room, it becomes a tad less depressing. And that is going to be the lifeblood for you, Ashley, is to allow yourself, wherever you closed off and just said, I give up, who cares, what's the use, why bother? There are techniques, cognitive therapy techniques, that let you take those same type of questions and say, well, why bother? What could I enjoy? Instead of saying, why bother, throwing your hands up in the air and just assuming there's nothing you can do about it, you're powerless. What's one thing you could do? Well, you called me. So you took action. So you know it's within you to take action. You want to give yourself more little gifts like that, and to take action. And when you tell me you've been through, this is a separate point now, you tell me you've been to a lot of therapists, and one of the issues with borderline personality disorder, which I'm sure you know, is abandonment. So I'm wondering if you're abandoning them before you get hurt, or before you feel you'll get hurt.
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
So I'm wondering if you're abandoning them before you get hurt, or before you feel you'll get hurt. In which
I heard that before. I have heard that before.
Okay, so it may be worth hanging in there with and just milking them for the good information they can give you, especially if you've got a therapist who can teach thinking skills. Now, if you absolutely don't like the person, there are therapists that I would never go to personally, and there are others that I would, stand in line to go to. So if you like the person a little bit, see if you can hang in there a little and get some more information. Learn the skills. They'll teach you emotional regulation. They'll teach you how to understand your emotions, right? Does that sound?
I'm hearing you talking. I'm just wondering, what do you do when you wrestle every day to, not to do something really,
harmful, suicidal, or just self-mutilating.
Well, not even that. Just like you said, suicidal mostly. I mean, when, I think people.
You need to get a book, Choosing to Live.
Choosing to Love, okay.
No, Choosing to Live, live. Choosing to love comes after Choosing to Live.
Okay.
But Choosing to Live is choosing to love yourself, essentially, or to like yourself at the beginning. And that's a book written by Corey Newman and Tom Ellis. And you can go to my website, drkenner.com. And it is one of the better books that I've read on that topic. It's a workbook. You can read through it. It can give you ammunition. It can give you the fuel for you to enjoy your own life.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll definitely look into it. Thank you.
Okay. And thank you so much for your call. And I wish you some wonderful, happy values, even if they're on a small scale to start with, Ashley.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner.
Is it possible for a person with genuine self-esteem to suffer a temporary blow? Yes. This typically happens when we feel we failed to gain or keep something that we highly value. We failed a test, we lost a job, we were jilted or abused. A genuinely confident man or woman may temporarily feel low and disoriented when rejected by a loved partner. Being rejected doesn't necessarily mean you're unlovable. Maybe you had the wrong partner. Keep this in full focus. You can grieve the loss while reminding yourself of your good traits. Many relationships that don't work are simply a matter of a wrong match. You do not devalue yourself. Rather, you feel, this really hurts, but at the deepest level, I'm still a worthy person.
You can download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.